This is the new Volkswagen Golf, and I can review it in just 9 words. It is the only car you will ever need. There. The thing is though, is it the only car you'll ever want? And to answer that question, I'm going to first start by pointing out what's not so good about this new VW. First, there's the handling, which is actually very good. But if you want the hatchback which is the most fun to drive, get a Ford Focus. If value for money is your key motivator, then ignore the badge snobs and go for a cheaper Hyundai i30. And if it's style you're after, no small family car turns heads like the beautiful Alfa Giulietta. Yes, Volkswagen, we know you want it to be instantly recognisable as a Golf, but do you really have to make the MK7 look so boring? But while it's not the most exciting car to look at in its class, it is the nicest to sit in. And so begins the part of the review where I talk about the Golf's good points. I hope you're sitting comfortably. This may take some time. The first time I climbed into this new MK7 Golf, I thought to myself, oh no, every other car manufacturer is in big trouble. Now that's because VW have raised the quality bar so high that it's not only posher in here than every other car in its class, it can actually shame some far more expensive cars from the class above. It's also very well equipped. All models get this nice coloured touchscreen, and when you actually move your finger towards the screen, the menus pop up, which is a nice touch. It also includes DAB radio, Bluetooth mobile phone connectivity and iPod connectivity. But you don't want to go for the entry-level car, you want to go for the mid-level SE specification car because it adds things like automatic headlamps and rain-sensing windscreen wipers, plus these rather lovely comfort seats, which have actually won an award for being kind to your back. In addition to the usual array of airbags and electronic anti-skid control, the SE model also gets VW's City Emergency Braking System. At low speeds, it can spot if you're about to drive into an obstacle and will automatically apply the brakes to prevent an accident. Meanwhile, at higher speeds, the automatic distance control will make sure you don't get dangerously close to the car in front. So the Golf is a very safe car. However, what really stands out is just how comfortable it is to travel in. The suspension is nice and supple, it just glides up the road. In fact, the ride is better than in quite a few luxury cars. This road that I'm actually driving on right now is normally quite bumpy, but it's not today, not in the Golf. Speaking of comfort, this car's also very quiet because the superb soundproofing means you really can hear a pin drop. It helps that the engines are just as hushed. Good job the Golf comes with a device that prevents you from filling up with the wrong fuel, as it's easy to mistake the 2-litre diesel in this car for a petrol engine because it's so quick and so quiet. There's no mistaking its efficiency though. According to VW, the 2-litre TDI is capable of 68.9 miles per gallon. One of the key reasons for the impressive economy is the car's relatively lightweight. This new Golf is actually 100 kilos lighter than the old Golf, and let me assure you that in car terms that weight saving is absolutely huge. And another benefit of the reduced weight is improved agility, and this Golf handles better than the old Golf, which means it's the most fun to drive Golf yet. This improvement in handling hasn't been to the detriment of everyday usability though, as the Golf is as easy to live with as it ever was, thanks to good visibility, a light clutch, slick gear change and speed-sensitive power steering, which takes the strain out of low-speed manoeuvres. Finally, we need to talk about practicality. And the Golf excels in this area too. For instance, as well as the decent size centre cubby and reasonable glove box, you've got some ginormous side door bins. I mean, this is the biggest Carbuyer big bottle test I've ever done. We've got 2 litres there, 2 litres. Also, these door bins are lined with felt so that when you chuck your keys in, they don't rattle about when you're driving around corners. There's some other useful cubbies too. We've got one down here by the gear lever. There's another one here by the steering column, and if I look under my seat, I've got a little drawer. Yeah, sorry about that. I was starving earlier. I ate my props. Sorry. However, if you need to carry more than just some random items of fruit, then don't worry, because the Golf's boot is even bigger than before. And if you need to carry longer items, you can of course fold down the rear seats. But I want to show you this. There's a little ridge there which keeps the rear seat belt in place so that when you fold the seat down, it doesn't snag. That's the thing with VW, you see. They're always thinking of ways to make your life just that little bit easier. And here's another example. This boot floor here, there's a little smooth step up, so there's not a big ridge, so you can slide things to the back. That still bothers you, don't worry. You can actually raise the floor so it's much smoother. That seatbelt feature is also handy when it comes to putting seats back because it doesn't get caught in the mechanism. It's the little things that make a difference. However, there's nothing little about the back seats in the Golf because the car is actually slightly bigger here in the rear than before, and as you can see, I've got this seat in the same position as my driver's seat, and I've got lots of knee room, headroom's good. They've even given the car some big rear windows so kids can get a good view out. There is one problem, it's this large transmission tunnel. It's there because you're going to be able to get four-wheel drive versions of the Golf, but it is a bit annoying if you have to get the centre seat. But then nothing's perfect, is it? Not even a Volkswagen Golf. However, it does get pretty close. And while I'll admit that it's not the most exciting thing in the world, my original 9-word review still hangs true. It really is the only car you will ever need. Hang on a minute, that was actually 10 words?